Now there is. Okay, folks, let me restart this again. So as some of you may or may not know, I've been on vacation in Mexico and this fire started, and thank goodness I have access to my weather computers and I can do all of this for you. Quite honestly, it's just everything that I have access to, I have 100% full access to. So there's nothing that is... Now there is. Okay, there it is.
Okay, folks.
There we go. All right. So anyway, so this morning, so we're leaving at midnight tonight to come to drive back home because we want to miss the border, all that kind of stuff. So we had one last day together as a family, go on a kind of little excursion, and we did that. So I did coffee with Kruger this morning to give you the latest on the fires, and then we went on our little excursion. We came back and it was kind of getting late, but I was kind of checking everything. I'm like, oh my gosh, the fire has grown to a level that it's important that I come on here and tell you what's going on. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try to make this quick, but if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything of that nature, I want to see if I can address this. So let's start with this map right here. This right here is looking at the satellite image that you see here. The orange is basically 24 hours old. That is a heat signature from 24 hours ago. That's the center of the fire that's grown. And when we look at the satellite image, you're going to see the burn scar in that orange area. You're going to clearly see it. This is a large fire, folks. Now, the areas of red is that outside perimeter. Now, notice where we've seen most of the activity. East side, north, and even northwest side has seen some activity. So it has actually grown closer to Highway 99 and grown closer to the Red Bluff area. Now, one thing that I need you to understand and for you to look at is this. The latest report coming in from Watch Duty, coming in from Incident Command, is that the fire has hopped over Highway 36. Now, when we look at this image here, we're not seeing any heat signatures north of Highway 36. Highway 36 is right here. You see Mineral? That's Highway 36. Red Bluff, all the way up to here to Mineral. That's Highway 36. So we're not seeing any heat signatures. Latest fire perimeter map is showing that it's not north of Highway 36. But again, this news that it just hopped Highway 36 is literally about a half hour old. So that's fairly recent information. So when I'm giving you distances to different communities, you need to understand that the actual fire perimeter for the park fire, we don't 100% know exactly where it is. We have an idea, and we can kind of give you some ideas on that. So there are going to be a lot of questions here. Do you think it'll hit Red Bluff? Do you think it's going to hit Redding? Do you think it's going to hit Anderson? At this point, it's mainly moving to the north and northeast. So here's what we're going to do. Let's do this. I'm going to throw this in here. Oh my goodness. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. I'm going to pop this up. We'll get to that a little bit later. Let's take a look at this. All right, so here you can see, this is from this morning. Now remember I was saying this morning that the winds were fairly calm and the fire had actually died down a little bit. I'm going to take you over here to this. And we're gonna take you right around this is about the same time. So approximately the same time that we're looking at here. You see here, this is last night, early this morning. You see how the heat signature is just not that impressive? We go before that, right, the day before. Remember how we had all those heat signatures? It was burning very hot, moving north, all that good stuff. Then overnight, last night into this morning, the winds died down. You can see that fire signature getting a lot smaller. Now, same time, we're looking at the satellite image. The smoke there's a little bit of smoke. It's not that bad. You can see a lot of the leftover smoke that pushed northwest, and then of course to the northeast with those upper level winds. Now look what happens as we take you through the day today. This is just looking at the satellite image here with the smoke. You see those big plumes? Those are what we call pyrocumulus clouds. Right here, we're going to do a drawing here. Big, I mean, this is massive, folks. Right here, what you're seeing here is a massive cluster of pyrocumulus clouds. Those are like thunderstorms, thunderheads. They just billow up, 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 okay? You can see another one right here. So you can see that cluster of pyrocumulus clouds. That is a sign that the fire exploded. It just blew up, and we saw a massive outbreak of the flames just, going crazy, okay? Then we kind of take you, look at that. Look at that. Again, massive amounts of pyrocumulus clouds right here. Okay, and you can see some more right here. That is huge, folks. That is gigantic. And that's the north, a little bit of the northwest, and the east side of the fire that we're looking at. This is where we've seen the most growth throughout the day today. Northward, eastward, northeastward, okay? Now we're probably looking at all this and go, what are those pyrocumulus? No, those are cumulus clouds. Those are normal cumulus clouds. But this right here are pyrocumulus clouds. Now, another thing I want to point out, we're going to clear out this. I'm going to point this out. Look at this. This right here show you how massive this fire has been and the burn scar that we're seeing. That's the burn scar from the park fire. And of course, north of that, northeast of that is where we're seeing those big pyrocumulus clouds. Let's advance this in time here. Take you too close to the sunset. And you can kind of see, yeah, there we go. We can't really see too much on that latest image. But there, again, you're seeing this big, more plumes of smoke popping up, folks. Look at this pyrocumulus cloud right here. And another one. This is just before sunset. All right, let's clear the drawing. We're going to go over here now. We're going to take a look at the heat signature. This, again, will tell the story. The pyrocumulus clouds was enough. But now let's show you these heat signatures. Let's take it through the day. The winds were calm this morning. And then remember, I was saying the winds are going to be picking up. And most likely the fire is just going to explode after that. And that's exactly what happened. Look. See that? That's where those pyrocumulus clouds were. You see the orange, the bright yellows, the whites. That is the fire burning really hot. And that's the fire exploding. So see where most of the activity is. Again, I'm going to draw something on here. See that? That's where we saw those pyrocumulus clouds. This is where we're seeing the most growth on the fire. This right here is the burn scarred area. All right? So that's what we're looking at right there. Let's take you through a little bit more time here. Of course, this will take us into the night. And, oops, no, we're looking at the wrong times here. I was kind of, oh, I see what happened. Huh. I keep doing that. All right, so there you can see today, really flaring up this afternoon, this evening, and that's the latest. Look at that, folks. That's the latest image coming in. I'll tell you what, I'm going to refresh this. And we'll definitely get the latest image in there. To give it just a couple of seconds here to load up. There it is. There it is. Okay. Yep, that's the latest image. So as of right now, as we're speaking, look at this. Look at this. All of this. Let's draw on here. We're seeing on the north end of the fire and look at that, even the northwest side of the fire right here. That's where we're seeing it grow. But if you notice, it's that due north. It's kind of moving more to the north, but we are seeing that growth on the northwest side as well. All of this is growth as well. That's all moving to the north, northeast. That's what we're looking at right now. That is a fire at the current hour, just exploding and blowing up. And it is very active. And the reason why are the winds. We've seen the gusts this morning, 10, 15 miles per hour. Around the vicinity of the fire, we've seen gusts upwards of 25 and 30 miles per hour. So we saw that significant increase in the winds. That was enough to really just allow and give fuel to those flames and allow this fire to really take off. So that's what we're looking at right there. Let's take a look at the fire in a time lapse here. You can kind of see on the ground. Let's take you through time. Let's take you about 12 hours. And I mean, just taking you through the day, I mean, there are those pyrocumulus clouds developing. There's the smoke. There's not much more I really have to say or do need to say. But there you can see it. I mean, plenty of fuels, plenty of wind. Here we are going into sunset. This is now at this point the fire kind of moving north, so you're not seeing as many flames coming from that particular camera. So here's a look at the fire, folks. You can see the fire perimeter, and again, the latest fire perimeter is probably not doing justice to actually how big the fire is. And I wish I had better data for you, because here's the thing. We're going to go into distances to communities, but we have to remember that based on the data coming in from Fire Incident Command, the fire has hopped over Highway 36. But the fire perimeter and even the satellite data, at least the hot spots, the latest not coming in showing that. It's still south of Highway 36 based on the data, but based on ground and folks fighting the fire, it's hopped Highway 36. Now, once we got that news, what happened is the emergency offices started issuing more evacuation orders north of Highway 36 as a result. All right, so let's take a look at that. Let's zoom it in here. Now, you can see Highway 36 right here. See that? That's Highway 36 right there. Highway 36 right here. So you see how there's just today I had reported that basically all of the orders and warnings were south of Highway 36. There were no warnings north of Highway 36 or even orders for that matter. But now look at this. You go into Manton. You go into just basically these orders go from north of 36 all the way to, it just borders right there on Highway 44. So in Shingletown. So there are evacuation orders south of Highway 44, evacuation warnings north of Highway 44. So parts of Shingletown, Manton, you're all under evacuation order right now. Let's take a look at this camera and see what it's kind of seeing here. There's the fire moving toward the camera. That's looking off in the distance there. So that's looking up kind of off the ridge there in Shingletown, looking down into, that looks to be, Manton in the valley there. Now, that's smoke. I can't see any flames, so I don't know exactly where those flames are, but there are evacuation orders. Let's take a look at this camera right here. Let's see what it's showing. Now we're seeing flames. And that's Highway 36. Let's take a bigger look here. Yeah, so looking from just north of Highway 36, you're looking to the east, and you can see flames. So that's within the vicinity of Highway 36, folks, is what we're looking at right here. All right, let's take it back to watch duty. Let's see if we can get any more cameras in here. Here's another camera right here. That's kind of looking off to the northeast. So you can kind of see some of the smoke there, but not a whole lot coming in from that camera. Let's see if we have more cameras. Here's another one. Not a lot coming in from that one either. Can't really see too much. There's another one. Can't really see too much on that one either. Yeah, you can kind of see some of the flames, but that's kind of in the vicinity of where the fire is, so that's to be expected. All right. So again, that was the concern. Highway 36. Is the fire going to jump Highway 36? It looks like it has. Again, based on what Incident Command is saying. But based on the fire perimeter, it hasn't. Based on the latest fire heat signatures coming in from the satellite image, based on that, it hasn't either. So we have to go off of what they're saying on the ground, which is the reason why there are evacuation orders north of Highway 36. All right, and then of course you've got the evacuation kind of surrounding that. Now let's take a look to the southeast. Now people have been asking me, is Chico in danger? Is Paradise in danger? At this point, I'm going to say no. Number one, the firefighters are making lines. They're doing everything they can to protect these higher populations of Chico and Paradise, right? And the winds are blowing to the north, and they have been. I don't see a shift in the winds, at least shifting to the south. Once we see, if we see the wind shift to the south, then we've got a problem, and we got to start thinking about that. But that's not going to happen. I'm not seeing that happen anytime soon. But that's essentially what we're looking at with that. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Let's see what some of your biggest concerns are at this point. Yeah, I didn't have audio. Welcome to my world. But we're back and we got audio. I know it happened yesterday too. I know the audio, but we're back. We're here. Okay. All right. So yes, everyone, thank you for the confirmation you couldn't hear me. So Amanda's asking, are you concerned it will most northwest later tonight with the wind direction? It will move. I think you're saying that. Are you concerned it will move northwest later tonight with the wind direction? Yes. Yes, it could move northwest due to the wind direction. And we'll take it. In fact, let's do that. Let's, we're going raw on this, folks. We're just going to go ahead and kind of address these questions and go to the maps as needed. So let's talk about the winds. Okay. There they are. So let's go in here. Let's take a look at the winds. There's the fire perimeter there on the map. See the red? That's the fire perimeter. Take a look at the winds here at 6 o'clock. They're mainly south to north. Okay, and then we take you into tonight. Look where they're blowing. That's what you're asking, Amanda. The winds are going to be blowing from southeast to northwest. Are we concerned that the fire is going to move to the northwest? Yes. When you've got the winds blowing in that direction, that's going to push the fire in that direction. And they're strong winds. We don't have numbers here to show you, but you see the colors? Use the map right up here. So we're in the 25 to 30 mile an hour range. So the winds at 8 o'clock tonight, well, of course, it's almost 9 o'clock, so that's a little bit old. Let's take you into, okay, 9, 10 o'clock tonight. And remember when we were looking at, let's do this. Let's take a look at, all right, so the winds are picking up as we speak. And when we look at this map, when we look at this image right here, look at that. That's the latest image. The fire has exploded. Why? Because the winds have picked up. They're picking up in intensity, coming in from the southeast, moving to the north-northwest. And you can see that it's not doing any good to the fire. It's creating much hotter burning fire, much more active fire as a result. And that's going to push the fire to the north-northwest. So that's what we're looking at. Let's take you back to the winds. Okay? We'll take you to tonight. The winds will start to subside as we go into tomorrow morning. In fact, as early as 2 a.m., the winds are dying down significantly, but still kind of more that wind blowing to the north. That's at 4 a.m. Let's take you to, see, the winds are fairly calm, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. We get a break. We'll probably start to see overnight into the early morning hours, we'll probably start to see the fire begin to show signs of getting weaker, okay, not burning as hot. Okay, now we're going to take you into Saturday, tomorrow, at about 2 p.m., 3 p.m., and the winds are picking up. Now, the winds at this point are basically blowing due north. Gusts upwards of around 20 miles per hour. Not as strong. You see how the winds are not quite as strong. Let's take you into tomorrow night. Unlike tonight, tomorrow night, the winds start to subside as the sun sets. Awesome news, and we can only hope that that holds true. But again, much like tonight, they're blowing from southeast to northwest, but since they're not blowing as strong, it's not going to be as dangerous. It's not going to be as much of an issue. All right, that's good news. I'm loving and seeing this. Now we're going to take you into Sunday morning, calm winds. Let's take you into Sunday afternoon. Winds blowing from south to north, basically due north winds, but they're not very strong. They do pick up in the afternoon. Now we're back up to about 20 miles per hour, basically due north. Winds are blowing from south to north Sunday at 3 p.m. That would push the fire to the north. And then, of course, as we go into Sunday, 5 p.m., still to the north. So, Amanda, that should address your question. Are we concerned for tonight at least? Yes, I am concerned that it's going to blow to the north and west. Margarita, do you think it will hit Red Bluff? I don't want to make any projections like that. Right now, there are no evacuation orders. The only order that we really for Red Bluff area, let's get into here. I have so many screens. I'm trying to figure this out. Let's take a look at the evacuations in Red Bluff. Okay. So, one thing I want you to remember when you're looking at these warnings and the orders, this is the emergency offices for your county and for these zones working with the fire agencies. They work together. And from that information coming in from the fire agencies, the counties then issue the warnings and orders. So based on the information coming in from the firefighters, the incident command, take a look at where Red Bluff is. Let's go to Red Bluff. Let's get you to Red Bluff. Come on, where's it? Come on. Here we go. Oh, okay, that's the animal shelter, so that's what it's kind of covering. So, and just like this morning, there are evacuation warnings east of Highway 36 and northeast of Highway 99. So basically, in extreme east Red Bluff, there are evacuation warnings. Warnings, not orders. It doesn't extend into Red Bluff proper. So, at this point, based on the direction that the winds are blowing, based on the strength of the winds, and based on these orders and warnings, I don't think at this point that we have to worry too much about Red Bluff. Keep your guard up, all right? Tonight, tomorrow morning, understand where those evacuation warnings and orders are, know where the fire is tomorrow morning, and that will help you. Okay. Let's go to Sherry. How far from Red Bluff? We'll get into that. We'll get into all of that here in a second here. Well, maybe we'll start going into distances because a lot of you are beginning to ask that. Before we do that, I'm going to do this with you. I'm going to go to one of my sources here where I get those fire perimeters. And then from there, I'm able to get it into my weather computer. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Let's see if a new one came out. I'm going to refresh this. And we'll take a look at it for the first time together. Oh, there it is. Okay, folks. That's the latest fire perimeter. That is not in my weather computer. But based on my weather computer, this just came down literally within the last, 30 minutes or so. It's still, the fire perimeter is still not showing north of Highway 36. But I'm going to use this as a reference. There's Red Bluff. So you see what's happened? I just want you to take a look at this. You can see here that this is a new arm that's kind of built up here, and it's moved off to the north and east actually. So it hasn't really moved any closer to Red Bluff, but it has moved up north closer to Highway 36. Tell you what, let's take a look at this. And again, unfortunately, I cannot put that into the weather computer at this point. It would probably take me 5-10 minutes, and I just don't want to waste your time with that. Watch duty. Let's take a look and see if they have any, since the new fire perimeter came out, let's see if they have any new data coming in. They just got all the evacuation orders, all the evacuation orders, and then again, an hour ago, basically reporting the fire has now jumped Highway 36 to the north in Paynes Creek area per radio traffic. All right, so reporters for watch duty heard on radio traffic that the fire jumped north of Highway 36 in the Paynes Creek area. That's all we have. And again, now we have the latest fire perimeter. And based on where I see that, when we look at the weather maps, we'll see kind of the distances. So let's get into that. Let's go and let's see here. So let's look at this. Let's look at the latest. This is actually in line with that fire perimeter. Here's what I'm going to show you something. I'm going to go into this. Where's my mouse? I keep losing it. Okay, I'm going to include the fire. We're going to go into Park Fire. We're going to include that fire perimeter in there. Where is it? It's all in alphabetical order. There it is. Let's throw it on there. So look closely at the map. Okay, and I included it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete it. It is, okay, so let me illustrate here. We're going to go into Analysis Tools. We're going to illustrate. So the fire perimeter ends right about here. So let's delete that. Let's go up north. Then we've got that fire perimeter that kind of goes up a little bit kind of in this direction right here. So we kind of add that there based on that fire perimeter that we were just looking at. So let's do this. Let's now go to the fire perimeter that I had just put into my computer right before I did this, and we'll take a look at it. So let's start with, let's just go here. Let's do this one. All right, we're going to zoom out first and foremost. Let's zoom it on this map so we can see the fire perimeter. What I did is I showed the fire perimeter from this morning, and I've got the fire perimeter that I just included, which is already out of date, but we'll take a look at it. And we'll kind of show you based on what we got going on here. So when we look at the fire perimeter that I just put on, and now of course we've got a new fire perimeter, when I telestrate this, I'm going to show you, let's do this. Let's get a better idea, and we'll take a look at what we had online there. There it is. Now, we've got this. I'm going to use a little point of reference. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to do this. There's that point of reference right here. So, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I just kind of did a little, I would say that the fire perimeter kind of goes up like this. That is where the fire perimeter is. That's where I would say it is. So when you hear on radio traffic around the Paynes Creek area, is it in Paynes Creek? I mean, I couldn't tell you for sure. Let's take off that measurement tool, by the way. Get that out of there. I don't want to do telestrate anymore. I'm going to turn it off there. There we go. So let's, I mean, there's Paynes Creek. So this has moved in the direction between Paynes Creek and Mineral. So when it says Paynes Creek area, that would lead me to believe that the fire has made its way up over here into the Paynes Creek area. But based on the latest fire perimeter that came down about a half an hour ago, that little area right there, that is where I think the fire has grown up to. So let's take a look at some of the distances. What I'm going to do, because let's see here. I can see those pyrocumulus clouds. How do the winds look for? We talked about the wind. Yeah, I'll buy you all a plane ticket to get you home. Keep us all informed. But I have a car that I've got to take with me. Let's see here. Let's just get right to it. Looks like you all kind of communicating with each other. That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, we've got questions about like, where is it from here? Where is it there? All that good stuff. Orders of magnitude beyond normal fire behavior. Leave early, yes. Well, yeah, let's what about, yeah, we're going to get in all of this, but I'll kind of keep a mental note with some of these that you're asking where different, there's so much. I wish I had somebody monitoring all this so I could really kind of filter through this. All right, here's what we're going to do. Let's get right to it. So we're just going to start with the north end of the fire because that's the area of biggest concern right now, okay? Let's start with that. First of all, I'm going to take off this telestrate I'm going to delete it. I'm going to do a new one. I think I can change the color. Let's see if I can change the color to maybe red. Setup. I can. Ooh, I can change it to red. Good. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put OK. And I am going to do kind of, again, this is just total makeshift, folks. Total makeshift. But again, this is the best we can do. We're going to do a little something like this. I think that's about what it's done. I think somewhere within that area. So that's what we're going to use as our fire perimeter. It's the best. Again, so that you have to remember when I'm giving you distances that we are literally going to have to just kind of go off a basic idea and give you a general idea. Again, hearing on radio traffic that the fire has hopped north of Highway 36. We don't have full 100% confirmation on that. When you look at all of the data, look at all of the information coming in, that's just one little piece of the information. Radio chatter sometimes cannot be the best source of information for immediate information, but sometimes it can be very useful. But we will eventually probably get more information on that. So let's take a look at some of the distances. Taking it from this one. Let's take it from let's take it from this one. So from Mineral, it is about 12.5 miles. Paynes Creek, about the same, 12.5 miles. Dales, about 17 miles. Red Bluff, 25 miles. Where you have the evacuation warning, it's 23 miles, 22.6 miles. So again, the evacuation warning is, I'm just going to draw right here. That's where the evacuation warning is for the Red Bluff area, okay? It's to the north and east of basically Highway 36. Here's Manton, right at the very bottom here. From Manton, it's about 16.8 miles. Let's get that measurement tool out of here and we'll move the map up. And we're going to take you into Shingletown and Viola, all that kind of stuff. The distance is there. So again, going off of my makeshift fire perimeter, about 20 miles to Shingletown, about 21.5 miles to Viola. There is Lassen Park. Again, there's Mineral. Let's just for fun go to Cottonwood over here at almost 30 miles. You're over 30 miles in Anderson. Okay, so those are some of the things that we'll kind of talk about there. Let's delete that. Now we'll kind of take you to the east side of the fire here. So we took a look at Chester. We're going to take a look now at Magalia and Paradise and all that. Let's zoom it in. Oops. Zoom it in here nice and tight so we can get a more accurate reading here. We'll go to the measurement tool and there we go. About 6.5 miles to Magalia and about a little over 7.5 miles to Paradise. But what's interesting is you can see since this morning there has been some growth on the south side of the fire to the north and east. North and east, not due east, but north and east. And it looks like it has stayed to the west of Highway 70. Let's get this out of here, delete. We'll zoom it in here a little bit tighter. Get some more roads in there. Deer Creek Highway. So let's do this. Let's just follow the perimeter. I love doing this because it really does help give you an idea. And the latest perimeter that we saw, this is all the same here. So you can see it just hugs Deer Creek Highway there. But of course it did impact west portions of Forest Ranch. There were some homes burned from what I understand in that area. And you can see here, I think, yeah, this is the latest coming in here. There it is. Let me double check something here, folks. I'm going to double check something. I want to make sure that we have everything in place before we really start going into this. Hold on one sec. I'm going to take this out. And then I'm going to take this one out too. All right, so this is the best. Yeah, okay, so you can see it kind of hopped right there on Deer Creek Highway, just to the east there. Now we take you to Forest Ranch area. There's Ponderosa Way, Forest Ranch Road. Let's zoom in here a little bit tighter. We'll get more roads in here. There we go. Let's take a look at the, as we go into the Forest Ranch area. We'll take a look at, where is it? There it is. Okay. Cabot Place, 0.3 miles. Wagon Road, 0.6 miles. Starlight Drive, 0.7. Cabernet Way, well, let's do it from here. Cabernet Way is about a little less than a mile. Shot Road, well, let's do it more from here. Shot Road is about 1.3 miles. Forest Ranch Road is about 0.4 miles. Ponderosa Way up to the north here is about 0.3 miles. So that's kind of giving you an idea how close it is to, a lot of these streets that obviously under evacuation order, and just not a pretty sight here. We don't like to see this. This is just kind of running up parallel to that of Deer Creek Highway. So we take a look at the distances there to some of these. There's Headwater Road, 1.1 mile, Catalyst Way, 1.5, Deer Trail, 1.2, Stage Road. Well, it's more like this, about 0.8 miles. So that's kind of a general idea for our folks out there in Forest Ranch. We're going to zoom up north now, or take you up north, and you can see a little spot fire just to the east there on Garland Road is what we're looking at here. We go up all the way up Deer Creek Highway, and again, it just runs parallel there. There's that ridge that it hasn't seemed to kind of go over. I want to take, actually, let's go back down to Forest Ranch. Uh-oh, has my computer frozen on me? Uh-oh. There we go. Whew, that was a close one, folks. Yeah, computer's acting up a little bit. I'll zoom it out. There's Forest Ranch. I want to zoom it in here, see if we can get some more roads. And it looks like, you've got Old Chico Canyon Road on here. As we go into the fire perimeter, you got a place called Dodge Place. Again, we're in a very rural area, but there is Garland Road just west of Deer Creek Highway that you can see a little spot fire there. And then we take you up north here, just along Deer Creek Highway. Boy, it just keeps going, doesn't it? Let's zoom it out here and we get a better perspective. So Musty Buck Road, Cohasset Road, Camp Joy Road, all within the fire perimeter here. We've got Ponderosa Way to the north, Cohasset Road. Let's zoom it out even more. Again, these little spot fires on the east side, of the northeast side of the fire. We take you up to Graham Trail, the Graham Trail again, and then of course we have my little makeshift fire perimeter here that takes you into Avery Place, maybe around Ponderosa Way, and then there you go. Let's take you to the west side of the fire here, and there is Dairyville. There is Los Molinos, obviously areas of concern when it comes to the fire. So what I'm going to do here is do this. Take you out to I thought I had it on there. I didn't. I thought I did. Let's try that again. Ah, that's why. There we go. So from the fire perimeter to Dairyville, we are at about 9 miles. Los Molinos, we are about 7 miles. All right. All right, let's take you down here. Let's take you down Highway 99, and it just runs parallel to 99. Of course, nothing's changed since this morning in Chico, so it hasn't grown any closer to Chico. So there you go. Are there any other questions? You know, we took a look at this is the main perimeter here. Let's take a look at all the other fires. There are other fires. We'll get into that. We'll take a quick look at some of the other fires. And see what's going on there. So we have, yeah, that one. Let's do the Shelley fire. Now the good news is the Shelley fire, I mean, we're just seeing things are getting better and better with Shelley fire in Siskiyou County. We'll go ahead and get that in motion here. So as of the latest report coming in, 89% contained, still at 15,477 acres. See the distances of those communities there. Hillfire has grown a little bit here, but at 44% containment now. It really hasn't moved much closer to Burnt Ranch, Willow Creek, or Blue Lake, so it really hasn't grown that much. And we take you out to Smith Fire, which is now 100% contained. That doesn't mean it's out. It just means that it's contained, so most likely the firefighters have it under control at least. The Mill Fire has actually not grown a whole lot, and it's now at about 20% containment. So the Smith Fire is about 2.4 miles to Portola, the Mill Fire 3.9 miles to Portola, and Blairsden about 5.9 miles. Just to kind of give you, again, a basic idea. Let's take a look at the smoke forecast, because obviously a lot of you are feeling the impacts of this. So tonight, I think some of that smoke will drift into Mount Shasta, very dense smoke in Bernie, Ayden, Alturas, maybe making its way into Redding and Red Bluff. But you can kind of see it's just kind of borderline there. In Chico, not that smoky. Then we go into tonight, it kind of starts to dissipate a bit, and we expect the fire to die down eventually as the winds die down. So the smoke won't be as dense, but a lot of the areas that are seeing smoke now will continue to see it tomorrow morning. And then again, most likely it will begin to flare up as we go through the afternoon. It's very dense smoke, once again in a lot of the same areas, once again hugging the Red Bluff and Redding area, and it may drift even better chances as we go into Saturday night for Redding and Red Bluff as well. There is a red flag warning until 11 o'clock tonight. As I mentioned, the winds tomorrow, even though they will be strong in the afternoon, they may not be as strong. And of course, we took a look at those winds a little bit earlier. We can take a look at them again real quickly here. Winds tonight are going to be blowing from southeast to northwest. That'll push the fire again more to the north, and it may even push it to the north and west as well. But by tomorrow morning, late tonight, those winds die down. Now by tomorrow afternoon, the winds will pick up, but they won't be as strong as they were or are tonight. And in fact, you can see tomorrow night, the winds will be much, much calmer. So that's really good news to see. And then, of course, on Sunday, they'll probably pick back up again Sunday afternoon, but again, not as strong. Today, I think the winds will be strongest, and especially as you go into tonight. And then even though it'll be breezy, borderline windy on Saturday, Sunday, it won't be as bad as what we saw today. All right. I'm going to take you to the fire perimeter right here while I read over some more of your comments. There we go. Oh, okay. Hey, Jenny, what you got here? Yeah, you can kind of see some of that smoke coming in. Let's see if you can see this. My friend Jenny Middleton sent me this image. This is looking from, and you can see off in the distance some of that smoke. This is the worst way to do this, folks. I can't even see anything. It's kind of hard to see, but that's what we're looking at. Thank you, Jenny. Oh, ooh. No, I can't do that. I got excited for a second there. I can't do that. I thought I could do that, but I can't. All right. Let's take a look at some of your comments here. Bernie will have a shot to be safe if the winds keep northwest. Bernie's so far away. It's so far away from Bernie, I wouldn't be too concerned right now. Tim is saying, thank you for keeping us informed. So you all are kind of talking to each other here. I think it might push up towards Chester. It is. Listen, folks, for the most part, it's north. It's moving to the north. There are going to be instances where we're going to see it kind of push a little bit to the northeast, push a little bit to the northwest. But for the most part, when you look at a general direction that this fire is going, it's to the north. And we can all make our own assessments and judgments and all that stuff. But the bottom line is, what are the winds doing? How strong are they? And how active is the fire? And I think yesterday and today will be the worst of it, folks. I really do. I think tomorrow conditions will be better when we're talking about fire danger, because a couple of things, and I want to back that statement up here before before anything, because I want you to understand where I'm getting that thought from. We took a look at the winds, right? You saw the winds are going to be as strong tomorrow. Let's take a look at the relative humidity. You see how dry it is there? Even tonight, it's fairly dry. We're looking at I need to change the time on this. Give me a second here. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Uh-oh, something happened. Go back. There we go. I'm going to do this. Look, take a look at the humidity. Humidity at 6 p.m., very low in the single digits. Now, as we go into tonight, tomorrow morning, look at this. We're back up to about 30, 35. Look at this. Tomorrow morning, we're about 40%. This is good. This is, again, the winds are dying down. The humidity is going up. And as a result, the fire is going to relax. It's not going to burn as hot. Then we go into tomorrow afternoon. Winds, again, remember, they're picking up. They're not as strong as they are today. As a result, look at the humidity. Not in the single digits or teens, but in the 20, 25% range. So higher humidity, weaker winds. I don't think the fire is going to burn as hot tomorrow. We'll see. We go into tomorrow night, same situation. The humidity recovery is great. We're into the 70% range. Look at Sunday. Look at the humidity Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. 25, 30, actually no, excuse me, 20%. It's a little bit lower, but again, I don't think the winds are going to be as strong. And that is the backup. That is me backing the statement that I don't think that the fire is going to burn as hot and it's going to burn as actively tomorrow. And in fact, we take a look at this. This is an in-house model you can only see here on Weather NorCal. And there you can see, look, today, you see the orange and getting to the reds? That's in the high to very high range. Look what happens as we go into tomorrow. We're in the moderate range, folks. A couple of reasons. Temperatures, one of the things we have to remember too, it's been very hot. Temperatures are dropping. We're going to be in the low 90s tomorrow. Humidity going up, winds not as strong. All three of those factors putting us in the moderate range, not the high range. We haven't seen this in weeks. We have not seen it drop below high to very high in the valley in weeks. With these cooler temperatures and weaker winds. So now remember, I was saying the humidity is going to be just a little bit lower on Sunday and the winds may be just a little bit stronger. Look what's happening. So here is tomorrow. I mean, just yellows, but we're barely getting a little bit of orange in there on Sunday. The risk may be just a tad higher on Sunday. So I think it won't be as bad over the next few days, but Sunday will be also a day that we'll have to watch. Okay, let's see what else. I said I wanted to make this quick, but I tell you what, it's hard to do because there's just so much we got to get into, right? We'll kind of leave you with that fire perimeter, and I'll see if there's any more questions. Let's see here. Oh, Mike Kruger, the Lone Wolf, is the best news coverage available. And isn't he on vacation? I am, and I'm tired. I've got to get to bed and get some sleep before we make our long drive. What is the potential of it reaching Ceron Fruit Colony Road off of Jelly's Ferry Road, Red Bluff, jumping the Sac River? At this point, I'd say, again, based off of the fact that it's basically just evacuation warnings that kind of border Highway 36 and Highway 99 east of that, so in extreme eastern Red Bluff, and that's not reaching the Sacramento River. At this point, I'd say the chances are not very high. But, you know, I hate to say no and I hate to say yes, because fires are very unpredictable. But at this point, I would say that that's not necessarily on my radar. My radar is more to the north, really. Anyone in any direction around the fire needs to be heads up, ready to go. This thing moves miles in a day when it wants to. You're right. You're right, Michael Douglas. You're right. This fire has moved quickly over the last 2 days, mainly to the north. But if the winds shift, then you're talking about a different situation here. Today it has moved miles in a few minutes. You're right. I mean, again, the wind's picked up closely. Do you think it comes close to Clear Lake? No. Clear Lake, that's west of I-5, right? We're talking Clear Lake? Is that the Clear Lake I'm thinking? That's no, not even close. I didn't mean to sound that way. I'm getting tired. Has it made it to Highway 44? As I know of, no, it hasn't. The only information I have, and let's check that again as we kind of address some of these questions. Where is it? There it is. We're going to go into watch duty. We're going to refresh this and see if there's any new information coming in. There's all the evacuation orders. Yeah, so that's 2 hours ago. So there's no new data coming in. There's no information coming in on the actual confirmation as to whether or not it has hopped Highway 36, but we'll have to just kind of wait and see on that one. But no, to answer your question, Sierra Johnson, no, it has not. As far as I know, it has not made it up to Highway 44. If at worst case scenario, it's made it up to Highway 36, but I don't know that for sure. I think for the most part, it's south of Highway 36. Let's see here. From Cottonwood, you can see the flames coming. Yeah, you can see it from the valley. And based on the image that I'm seeing here from my friend, you can see flames. Wow. From a high vantage point in Redding, looking off to the east, you can see flames on that mountain ridge. And you know what's the worst part is this is a fire that didn't have to happen, all because of some, I'm going to say it, stupidity to throw a burning car down a hill. There are evacuation orders bordering Highway 44, south of 44. North of 44, it's evacuation warnings. Let's see here. So let's think it's lost. I mean, thoughts on it making to Highway 299. Oof. God, we got to get to 44 first. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. All right. But at this point, that's not even on my radar. I'm not even going to think about that right now. I'm not lost, Dave Knox. What I'm trying to do here is trying to get the information here, and it's a lot of data. I'm trying to address questions. I'm trying to get the data out to you, so I'm not lost. Okay. Thank you, though. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day. Distance to Montgomery Creek. Ooh. Again, that's kind of off the radar because you're going Highway 299. So let's Where exactly is Montgomery Creek on 299? Let's see if it pops up. There it is. Okay, we have a general idea. So let's go on there. All right, we're going to do. Oh, I need to go into this first. And I'm going to lose it. Am I going to lose it? Yeah, I'm going to lose it. Not a problem. Not a problem. I know where it is. Approximately to Montgomery Creek. Just, to humor you. But it's a pretty long distance from Montgomery Creek. 40 miles. It's like 40 miles to Montgomery Creek. So there you go. How you doing? How you doing, Midam? Tip in the Paynes area. Just went through Shingletown. It was very... I think you kind of lost some of your typing there. With all the smoke, they can't properly map it. Yeah, it's hard. It is hard to do that. Looks like it's at Hogsback Road in Red Bluff. The fire? Burning in I don't think so. Let's get this out of here. Let's go to Hogsback Road. Let's see if I can find Hogsback Road. I mean, there's Hogsback Road. Let's see here. Let's see here. So we follow, I'm going to keep following Hogsback Road and see if the fire perimeter gets to it. It does not show that it's at Hogsback Road. No, it's not on Hogsback Road. So, nope, not there. So let's see what else we got here. Just left Shingletown, they were evacuating. Yeah, they are. South of Highway 44. So again, that evacuation order borders Highway 44, south of Highway 44, evacuation order. North of Highway 44 is an evacuation warning. Let's check the latest. Let's check the latest on that. Where's my mouse? There it is. Okay. And we're going to go up. I just refreshed this a second ago, so that should be the latest information. So yeah, it's still showing that there's Highway 44. I'm going to make my mouse big. Highway 44 is, oops, no. Highway 44 is right there. So you see the line. That line of red, that's the evacuation order. Where that meets Highway 44, that's the evacuation order. Highway 44 to the north of Highway 44 is an evacuation warning. So that's why people in Shingletown, south of Highway 44, are evacuating. They added north of Highway 44. They did? Well, let's see if you're right. No, that's Highway 36. Let's refresh this. Based on Genesis Protect, and we have to go off of this, this is the official data. It is not north of Highway 44. The evacuation order is south of Highway 44. What is that? That's the Dollar General. That's Highway 44, yes. South of Highway 44, evacuation order. North of Highway 44, it is evacuation warnings. Okay. Let's see if there's any other questions, and then I'm going to have to kind of call it quits here, folks. But I hopefully was able to kind of get what you needed in here. Okay. Yeah, about 9 miles from Gerber. Forest Ranch is on 32. Yeah, 32, Highway 32. I think I was saying 70. I apologize for that. It's Highway 32. And it is hugging Highway 32, by the way, east, on the east side of the fire. CAL FIRE's map is updated. Let's take a look. I should have that bookmark in here. Let's just do this. And it should be this one. There's the park fire. Let's click on that. Let's see what they're showing here. Yeah, I mean, that's, yep. Now that's the latest fire perimeter that I was kind of showing you here on this. Same fire perimeter is this one. That's the same one. Let's see here. What about Lake California? That's not on the radar just yet. We don't have to worry about that. Show the Lake Elsinore area, please. All right, let's do a quick. Oops. Show prep. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. I think I had shown, I can't remember what I had mentioned, the distance to Lake Elsinore, Chester, for example, but we'll do that. Let's do a measurement tool here real quickly. From Chester, it's about 29 miles. The peninsula, about 32, kind of running, we'll kind of run down, kind of see the shoreline there on the south side here. Westwood, about 38. And then it kind of gets out of the, gets out of there. So that's, there it is. Okay. Lake California evacuation yet? No. Lake California is not under evacuation. Let me double check that though. I don't want to give you false information. Lake California. We'll go into watch duty. No. No, it's nowhere near. Well, let's see here. No, just the Shingletown area at this point. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. Ooh, man, oh man, a lot of comments. Kellen Stripling is saying, this is insane, I'm freaking out. Don't, please don't. Just make sure you know where your evacuation zone is, okay? This is not a time to panic or freak out. It's time for you to stay calm and just get the facts, know what's going on, and know your evacuation zone. If you're under evacuation warning, be ready to go. If you're under evacuation warning, you need to go. That's just the bottom line. It's as simple as that. No threat to Cottonwood or Anderson. Let's see here. So I've got someone saying, Michael Douglas, the fire has jumped 36 at Paynes Creek Station, structure protection in progress. Okay, so that must be some more of that radio chatter, is what Michael Douglas may have access to. That would be my guess. Is the wind currently pushing west? No, the wind is pushing northwest, not due west. But it's starting to push a little bit more to the north and west. It will be pretty strong winds too. Let's see what else we got here. Chris, you need to go away. Have a nice day. Okay, perfect. He's gone. Let's see here. Eric Weiser, thank you. Do you feel Red Bluff is in any danger? At this point, no. I'd say Red Bluff is not in any real danger at this point, but don't let your guard down. Here's the bottom line, folks. If you're concerned about where you live, just don't let your guard down. That's the bottom line, okay? You got to make sure you just know what's going on. Watch duty is continuing evacuations. All right. All right. So, you know, it's I wish I could stay longer, folks, but I have got to get some rest. I've got a long day ahead of me of travel. I am going to do what I can. I'm not going to be doing what I'm doing here. This is the last one I'm going to do for probably over 24 hours, if not 36 hours. I wish I could do more, but I can't. I'm going to be on the road. Just pick a source. Pick sources. Watch Duty is a great resource. They always have the latest fire perimeter on there. They have the typical winds. What I'm going to do, though, I will try to post updates while I'm on the road. I won't be driving. My wife will be driving. I'll try to post updates. Wind direction, speed, what's happening, all of that. But in the meantime, I just want you all to make sure you know your evacuation zone, where you are, so you know if you're under evacuation order or a warning, okay? That's what I need you to do, and you need to stay calm. I don't want you to panic. I don't want you to freak out. I just want you to, if the officials are saying get out, get out. That's the bottom line. It's as simple as that. So that's the beauty of this. We have all learned from the past, right? We think about the car fire. We think about the campfire and other fires before that and after that. And a lot has changed since I've been in this industry. The orders, the warnings, the evacuation, all of that. There's so much more out there to protect you and keep you safe than there was 5, 10, 15 years ago. So much more. Not to say that the firefighters haven't been doing a great job since day one for years and years and years, because they have. They've been heroes since day one. But we as a society, government organizations, getting more on top of making sure that you all stay safe. And this is why they started the zones. I was watching social media today, and people were getting frustrated that the news organizations and even myself, when we report and talk about evacuations and orders, we don't give street names. We don't give neighborhoods, all of that. The thing is, we would spend all day long just gathering that evacuation data alone, which street it is, all of that. This system that's been set up for your zone, your evacuation zone, it's the best, fastest, easiest way to get the information to the public. Bottom line. Now, some people have made comments. Not everyone has the internet. Not everyone has all of that. But I beg to differ, and I beg to argue on that one, because if you're on social media and you're getting the information, you have internet access. Now, you may not have internet at home, maybe it's cell phone, but you can get the app, and that cell phone data will then tell you if you are under an evacuation warning or order. That's the bottom line. So I could go on, but I don't have time. Let's go all the way to the bottom. Let's see if there's any new comments here. Thank you. I'll be safe. InstaWeb also, yes, all of that. That's all up to date. There you go. Christine Sherwood, yes, you're right. Download Genesis Protect, the app on your phone. Learn your evacuation zone and get alerts and updates. It's really easy. It's really easy. You don't need me to tell you where the warnings are. You don't need me to tell you where it's right there on your phone. Okay, that's it. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep you updated on social media through the day tomorrow. But in the meantime, I need to get a little bit of rest before we head out. Hope you have yourselves a great and safe night.